All right, so first of all, introduce yourself. You can just say your first name.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Josh.
And how long have you been with Mark Miller's Subaru, Josh?
Since May 2023.
All right, and what car are we test driving today?
We're driving a brand new 2025 Forester Hybrid Limited.
Alrighty. So what do you know about the new Forester Hybrid so far, even though it like just came out?
So, what's nice about it is you're not compromising anything that you had in the old Forester, right? We just needed a new body style change in 2025. So with that, they did a lot of upgrades on the safety features, camera systems, interior, exterior, all that. And so you're coming into this great platform that everybody's been excited about. And now you have a hybrid version of it. So you're getting 162 horsepower in this vehicle, but it feels a lot peppier off the line because you have that EV kind of response time right in the beginning. It's really nice, really quiet, comfortable, smooth like you would expect from a hybrid, but still symmetrical all-wheel drive, great balance like you would get in a boxer engine Subaru.
Nah, okay, so like when is like an EV car the way to go then? When would you recommend it?
I think for most people it's a great way to go because a lot of people are scared, especially like with EV, like traditional EVs where it's electric only. They really overestimate how much they drive a day, you know? Even driving from like Salt Lake to Provo and back, in most cases, even with smaller capacity EV vehicles, would be great. Something like this though, a Forester, it's really great for city driving. So in some areas where you're not living close to the freeway, which is a lot of places in Utah now, or you're constantly in stop and go traffic, like there's areas down south like Saratoga Springs, Eagle Mountain, you get off the freeway and you're just stuck in traffic, you're really going to have huge benefits when it comes to the hybrid, just because you don't have to worry about power, taking gas, then we slow it down, constantly kind of turning the ICE engine on and off. It's going to really be beneficial in those areas.
So I've heard the term ICE. What does ICE mean?
It's just a gas engine. It's a internal combustion engine.
Oh, okay. I mean, I knew that's what but like I didn't know because I've heard people say ICE multiple times, and I'm just like, I haven't eaten today.
That's well, yeah. You haven't eaten today?
I had a little bit in the morning, but
Let's get some cake pops
yeah.
So we don't have the button for that, so we have to build it. It's just gonna be a little bit more expensive than it was before. Is that alright?
You go for it.
Alright, and then is that gonna be everything for you?
Yeah, that's gonna be everything.
Yeah, this sort of looks bougie.
Huh?
Looks like a thing on like Rainforest Cafe or something.
I don't know if Rainforest Cafe is bougie.
Well, like just like the leaves and print on the back.
I went to Rainforest Cafe this year, okay, just to take my kids, and it was cool, and the food was a lot better than you would think. But I wouldn't describe it as bougie in any sense of the word.
Yeah, I guess. Well, when I was in Baja for the Baja 500, we called it the makeshift Rainforest Cafe. They had like birds and like trees and stuff everywhere.
Yeah. It's not how the other
It was probably a lot nicer thinking, except it was like half the price too. Everything in Mexico is cheaper, man. I think we had like what you'd spend like $100 for like 5 people, you'd spend like 60 or maybe 70.
Yeah, it's way.
And the food was good.
Yeah, they don't play games.
Nah, man, it was good down there. All right, so my next thing was gonna be, we sort of talked about how like the cars for everybody. A big part with like the EV set of cars is that like generally like they're best for when you're around the city. So by having an EV, that you say you think that like, or you'd say that it takes away from that worry of like if you are going outside of town too.
Yeah, and I'm not like a city planner or anything, but it seems like all these areas, like we're in Sandy, we're getting big buildings put all around us. It seems like you're gonna have to kind of really like the place you live. You're not gonna do a lot of commuting, I don't think, in the future, you know? With Daybreak kind of building, you know, its own little sports complex down there, and they're gonna have their own downtown, and I feel like Utah's just gonna keep growing and growing and growing. you're gonna do a lot more city driving than you were doing highway than before. You know.
That's why I live in Sandy, so I didn't have to go anywhere.
Yeah, it's just. I think it's the way that it's going.
I'm hyped.
Yeah.
But that Danish is actually really good.
No, they don't play it. That's a top tier food.
I do food reviews on the weekend.
Do you?
I have my own social media page and stuff for it.
Really? What
Oh.
What do you go try?
So I follow Salt Lake City Foodie on Instagram, and I get my suggestions from them. So I have a list of like 50 plus places I need to try still. But for burger joints, sweet places, Korean food, Japanese, like I've got everything pretty much. I eat. So when I said I don't gain weight, I eat a lot.
Yeah.
I'm a big foodie. I love food. So
Yeah.
very few things I won't try.
I know you're asking the questions, but I think one thing that people would like to know too is, you know, is it really that beneficial? And it is, because you're getting huge savings. You're getting, you know, 34 on the highway, 35 in the city, and now you don't have to charge it. It's not a plug-in EV that only gets you at 35 miles of range. And if you want a plug-in electric vehicle, we have one that's getting 200 plus, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like the best of both worlds. If you get stuck somewhere, you don't have to worry about you know, putting gas in it, but you're still saving the world and saving gas money, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
Well, that's always my biggest fear too, is like going up into the mountains, because that's always something I want a car, and like the Forester I think like falls into that category of like being able to go up into the mountains.
Yeah.
Well, most of the Subarus do, but like I'm just worried. Like that was always my biggest fear, is like get up somewhere or be in somewhere in the middle of nowhere and get stuck.
Yeah, no, it's something that you don't have to worry about. Also, what's nice too is when you're thinking of a Subaru, you're thinking of something that's going to be able to go kind of anywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're not sacrificing any part of that. The only thing now is you're benefiting in the city driving. So you're getting all the benefits that you've always had with owning a Subaru, but now just a little bit more perks when it comes to it's quieter, it's smoother, you're going to save on gas. I think it's really a nice vehicle. My favorite part about it, we haven't talked about it one time in this entire vehicle, and I don't even know if you have the right camera set up to get it right now, is the digital cluster. So if
You mean like that?
Yeah. So if you look at this, how smooth, how clean this looks, and it's updating constantly, it's just really nice. And I think that's my favorite part about it. Really, it's one of the biggest changes that came to the hybrid from the rest of the new body style. You know, besides all the intangibles, this is the one thing that really changed on the inside. And so you have this digital cluster.
Yeah, Pete showed me you can put the navigation on there, which I actually really like, because
Yeah.
I think it's really nice to look at the navigation and have it in front of you.
Goes together, and you have every piece of information when it comes to the hybrid that you want, you know, as far as when it's charging the battery, when it's in eco mode, how the battery's, you know, kind of reacting. But you can see all that on there. And then if you want to see, you know, your route on maps, right there too. Just press a button and it changes. It's a really nice vehicle. Subarus did hybrids before, but with this new body style, it feels like a huge step up.
Yeah, it's a really comfortable car too.
Yeah, and then just a lot of features like, you know,
Wireless charging.
Yeah, wireless charger right there. Everything's in this nice big display. I don't know if you've drove any of the older body style Foresters. They had 2 screens, all this. This is so nice and kind of minimal, because you don't have this screen and then another screen down there. You just have really clean separation. The information about the car, the infotainment over here.
Okay, well, on that note, do people come and test drive it today if they wanted to?
Yeah.
All right, well, if you guys want to come test drive it, come to Southtown or Midtown. We got Josh over here at Southtown, a bunch of people at Midtown. Southtown's in, this is technically Sandy, Utah, right?
This is Sandy, Utah.
Sandy, Utah, and Midtown is technically, do you know what Midtown is technically in?
Salt Lake, South Salt Lake.
South Salt Lake. Yeah, all right. Well, thanks, Josh.
And I'm technically Josh. Okay. Sounds good.
Bah!